Hey everyone, welcome back to the Friendly English Learning Podcast. I'm Emma, and I'm really happy you're here with us again.
And I'm Noah. If this is your first time listening, welcome. This podcast is all about helping you learn real English in an easy and friendly way.
Before we start, just a quick reminder. Don't forget to follow the podcast, like this episode, and leave a comment. It helps so much and keeps our project alive.
All right, let's get into today's topic. A lot of you asked for short, clear episodes focusing on vocabulary. So today, we're talking about a simple but powerful goal, learning 240 English words.
Yes, and honestly, 240 words can change a lot. With that amount of vocabulary, you can start understanding daily conversations, basic videos, podcasts, and simple stories. It's like opening a small door into a much bigger world.
The best part is that you don't need to memorize everything at once. You can divide the words by topics, like food, places, daily actions, emotions, and learn a little every day.
And listening to short conversations, just like this one, makes the process easier. Your brain starts recognizing sounds, patterns, and meaning without stress.
Keep practicing, stay consistent, and celebrate every new word you learn.
And don't forget, follow, like, and comment to support the Friendly English Learning Podcast.
One thing that really helps is connecting each new word with something real in your day. For example, if you learn the word morning, think about your own morning routine. If you learn coffee, imagine the smell, the taste, the moment you drink it. The more personal the word becomes, the easier it stays in your memory.
Exactly. And another trick is using the words in tiny sentences. They don't have to be perfect or long. Something simple like, I like coffee, I wake up early, or this is my room. When you build these mini sentences, your brain understands the word in context instead of just memorizing it.
And if you can hear the words, speak the words, and read the words, then you're using 3 learning channels at the same time, which is great for your progress.
Another important thing is repetition. You don't need to repeat the same word 50 times, but coming back to it a few times during the week really works. The goal is not speed. The goal is connection.
And remember, you don't need perfect English to express yourself. With just 240 essential words, you can already describe things, ask questions, and understand basic conversations.
So keep practicing. Listen, repeat, relax, and enjoy the process. You're learning more than you think.
You know, something we hear a lot from listeners is, I don't know if I'm learning fast enough. But learning vocabulary isn't about speed. It's about building a foundation. And a strong foundation comes from understanding, not rushing.
Right. And sometimes people don't realize how much progress they're making because they compare themselves to others. But your journey is your own. If you learn 5 new words today and remember just 3 tomorrow, that's still progress. That's still growth.
And let's be honest, the moment a word becomes familiar, it feels amazing. Like when you hear it in a video or see it in a text and suddenly think, hey, I know this. That moment means your brain has accepted the word as something real and useful.
Yes, and that feeling is powerful. It motivates you to keep going. That's why short, simple practice works so well. A few words here, a small expression there, they start to build a map inside your mind. The more connections you create, the stronger your English becomes.
And don't forget, you don't need perfect grammar to communicate. Vocabulary is the heart of understanding. With 240 essential words, you can already talk about your day, your family, your routine, your feelings, all in simple English.
And every new word you add is like adding a new tool to your toolbox. Little by little, it becomes easier to express yourself and follow conversations. Just keep going. You're doing more than you imagine.
Something else that really helps is exposure, just being around the language. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is listening, noticing patterns, catching rhythms. That alone already trains your ears to recognize the words more easily later.
Yes, that's why we always tell you, keep English close to your day. Put your phone in English, listen to a short audio while you walk, read a small sentence before bed. These tiny habits make a big difference, especially when you're working with essential vocabulary like the 240 words we're talking about.
And don't worry if you forget a word today and remember it next week. That's completely normal. Learning a language is not a straight line. It's more like waves. Sometimes you understand more, sometimes a little less, but the movement is always forward.
Totally. And one thing I love is when learners start recognizing patterns. For example, once you know simple verbs like go, eat, drink, want, and need, suddenly you can create dozens of tiny sentences. I want coffee. I need water. I go to work. It's simple, but it works.
And once you master those basics, you feel more confident. Confidence is the key. When you believe you can speak, you try more. And when you try more, you learn faster, even with just a small set of words.
So remember, consistency beats perfection. A few words every day build a strong base. Keep going step by step. You're building real English.
Another thing that helps a lot is noticing how often these essential words appear in everyday English. When you listen to songs, short videos, simple conversations, you'll start hearing the same words again and again. And that's great, because repetition builds recognition, and recognition builds confidence.
Yes, and even if you don't understand the whole sentence, recognizing just one or two words already helps you understand the situation. For example, if you hear morning, coffee, work, you immediately know someone is talking about their routine. This is exactly why learning these 240 words is so powerful. They appear everywhere.
And the more familiar they become, the easier it is for your brain to guess the meaning of the sentence. Your brain is smarter than you think. When it recognizes key words, it fills the gaps naturally.
That's why we recommend listening to English even when you're not fully focused. While cooking, cleaning, walking, getting ready for work, your brain keeps absorbing the sounds. Little by little, these words stop being foreign and start feeling natural.
And another important point, don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are not a sign that you're failing. They're a sign that you're practicing. You only learn a word deeply after using it, hearing it, and sometimes even saying it wrong once or twice.
Exactly. Every mistake is actually a step forward, and every word you learn brings you closer to real communication. Keep taking those small steps. They really matter.
You know what's interesting? When learners focus on these essential words, they start noticing patterns in English much faster. For example, once you know basic verbs like eat, drink, go, need, and want, you can combine them with almost anything. Suddenly, 240 words turn into hundreds of possible sentences.
Exactly. And that's the magic of simple vocabulary. You don't need complicated grammar to communicate. You just need the right words and the confidence to put them together. Something like, I want water, I go home, or I need help already allows you to communicate in many everyday situations.
And the cool part is that the more you use these words, the more natural they feel. At first, you think slowly, you translate in your head, you pause. But with time, the words come faster. They start appearing automatically.
Yes, and this automatic feeling happens because your brain loves repetition. Every time you hear a word, your brain strengthens a little connection. After enough repetitions, the connection becomes strong, and that's when the word becomes easy to use.
That's why we tell you to keep English close to your day. A podcast here, a short video there, maybe reading a sentence or two. It all adds up. Learning a language isn't a big jump. It's a collection of many small steps.
And those small steps build fluency over time. Even if you don't see the progress every day, it's happening inside your mind. So keep going. You're building a strong base with every new word you learn.
One thing that surprises learners is how quickly these essential words start appearing in real situations. For example, when you watch a simple video or listen to a beginner-friendly conversation, you'll notice that most sentences are built from the same core vocabulary. And that's when everything starts clicking.
Yes, and that moment when you suddenly understand something without translating is huge. It feels like a door opens. You realize, wait, English isn't impossible. I actually understand this. And that confidence grows little by little.
And the best part is, you don't need to understand every single word to communicate. Sometimes all you need is the key word in the sentence. If someone says, I need help, you understand the main idea. If someone says, I want water, you get the meaning right away.
Exactly. And that's how real communication works. People don't speak perfectly all the time. They don't use complicated phrases. They use simple, common words, the same words you're learning right now. That's why building your base with these 240 words is so important.
And the more you listen to them in different situations, the more flexible they become. You hear them fast, slow, with different accents, in questions, in answers, and your brain becomes stronger each time.
It's like training a muscle. Every time you hear, say, or read a word, you're making your English muscles grow. And eventually, these words become part of you, natural, automatic, effortless.
So keep going. Keep exposing yourself to English. The foundation you're building right now is the most important part of your journey.
Another thing that really helps is connecting new words with actions. When you act out a word, your brain remembers it better. For example, if you learn the word open, actually open something. If you learn walk, take a step. When the body participates, the memory becomes stronger.
Yes, and that's something a lot of people forget. Learning isn't only about reading or listening, it's also about doing. When you involve movement, emotion, or even a simple gesture, the word becomes more alive. It's almost like the word becomes part of your day instead of just staying in your notebook.
And you don't need anything fancy. If you're learning words like cup, phone, door, you can just point at them, touch them, or use them. This kind of learning feels natural because you're connecting the English word with something real right in front of you.
Another powerful tool is grouping words. Instead of learning random vocabulary, try learning groups like food words, home words, feelings, daily actions. When your brain sees words that belong to the same family, it organizes them more easily.
Yes, and that makes communication easier too. When you think of kitchen, suddenly plate, cup, water, cook, and eat come to mind. One word activates many others. That's how you build a solid base with those 240 essential words.
And the best part is, once these words start grouping together naturally in your mind, forming sentences becomes easier and much faster.
That's exactly the point. You're not just learning isolated words, you're building a whole system inside your brain. Keep going, it's working.
And something we always like to remind our listeners is that learning vocabulary doesn't need to be complicated. Sometimes people think they need special books or expensive materials, but honestly, everyday objects and simple routines are some of the best teachers you can have.
Yes, for example, when you're getting ready in the morning, you can practice so many useful words. Mirror, brush, water, clothes, bag, shoes, all of these are part of your daily life. When you connect English with real moments, the learning sticks much faster.
And it's funny because once you start doing this, English becomes part of your day almost without you noticing. You look at your phone and think, phone. You pick up your keys and think, keys. You sit down on the sofa and think, sofa. Suddenly, you're practicing without studying.
That's the goal, making English feel natural instead of something heavy or stressful, especially when you're working with a small but powerful set of words like these 240. They come up everywhere, so every moment becomes a chance to reinforce them.
And here's something important. Don't worry if you think your progress is slow. It's totally normal. What matters is that your brain is absorbing the language little by little. Even on days when you feel tired or distracted, your mind is still noticing patterns.
Right. Learning happens even when you're not actively thinking about it. Just by listening, repeating, and surrounding yourself with English, you're building a strong foundation. And trust us, one day you'll look back and think, wow, I understand so much more than before.
And that moment is closer than you think. Keep going. You're doing the right things step by step.
And another group of words that learners use all the time are the simple action verbs. They're everywhere, in conversations, instructions, daily routines. Words like sit, stand, run, stop, turn, carry, these are small, but they appear constantly.
Yes, and they're great because you can practice them while doing real actions. If you sit, say sit. If you stand, say stand. Learning becomes a physical experience, and your brain remembers it more clearly.
And it becomes fun, too. Even beginners feel more confident because they can immediately connect the word with something real. For example, if you practice run while jogging a little in place, even for a second, your mind creates a strong memory.
Another important group is feelings. Words like happy, tired, angry, nervous, hungry. These are powerful because people use them all the time to express how they feel. And being able to communicate emotions helps you sound more natural.
And they're useful for conversations everywhere. If someone asks, how are you? You can answer with any of these. Happy, tired, hungry. Even with just one word, you're already communicating in English.
Exactly, and that's something many learners forget. You don't need long sentences to express yourself. Just one simple, clear word can send the message.
And as you add more of these essential words, you'll notice your confidence growing. You'll understand faster and respond more easily, even in real conversations.
Step by step, these small words build a strong foundation, and that foundation is exactly what makes English finally start to make sense.
And speaking of daily situations, another group of essential words comes from simple activities we do every single day. Words like wash, clean, drink, sleep, drive, wait, these verbs show up constantly, whether you're talking about your routine or listening to someone else describe theirs.
Yes, and the incredible thing is how much these small expressions improve your interactions. Even if you know very little English, saying please or thanks already makes you sound more confident and respectful. People respond better, conversations flow more easily, and you feel more comfortable.
And these words show up everywhere, in stores, in restaurants, on the street, at work, online. When someone says sorry or excuse me, you instantly understand the emotion behind the words, even without a long explanation.
Another helpful group is numbers, even the basic ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 help you in so many situations. Ordering food, checking prices, telling your age, giving an address, or even understanding instructions.
And numbers are interesting because you can practice them all day without realizing it. When you check the time, count something, look at a price tag, or see the date, you're surrounded by numbers all the time. It becomes effortless practice.
And once numbers start feeling natural, you can combine them with other words you've learned. You can say things like 2 bags, 3 chairs, 1 light, 5 minutes. Suddenly, your vocabulary becomes more flexible.
Exactly. And that's the magic of these essential words. They connect. They multiply your ability to communicate. With just a few simple words and some basic numbers, you can describe almost anything around you.
And every time you learn one new word, your English grows in all directions, little by little, but always forward.
Another set of words that really helps learners expand their vocabulary faster is the group of common household items. Words like bed, pillow, blanket, kitchen, fridge, stove. These are part of your daily routine, so they're easy to remember.
Yes, and that's the cool thing. When you wake up, you can practice bed and pillow. When you go to the kitchen, you can say fridge or stove. Learning becomes automatic. And by the way, if you're enjoying this episode, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next lessons.
And these simple nouns connect beautifully with basic verbs. For example, you can open the fridge, clean the kitchen, or move the blanket. Combining verbs and objects is one of the fastest ways to build confidence.
Another strong category is transportation words, even very basic ones like bus, car, train, bike, street, road. These appear all the time when people describe their day.
And they're perfect for short sentences. You can say, I take the bus, I walk on the street, I use my bike. Clear, short, useful, and perfect for beginners.
And for anyone listening right now, remember, the more words you hear and repeat, the easier everything becomes. So don't forget to like this episode to help more learners find us.
Another essential group is weather words. Things like sun, rain, cloud, wind, hot, cold. These show up in small conversations every day.
And they help you talk about your day naturally. For example, it's hot today, or I see clouds, or the wind is strong. With just a few words, you're already expressing ideas like a real English speaker.
Another group of essential words that helps learners understand daily life faster is closing vocabulary. Simple words like shirt, pants, jacket, hat, socks, dress. You see these items every single day, so they're perfect for quick practice.
Yes, and they fit easily into small sentences. You can say blue shirt, warm jacket, or new shoes. And for anyone listening who's enjoying this lesson, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us bring more episodes like this.
Clothing words also connect naturally with action verbs. For example, you can wear a hat, wash your pants, or find your socks. Every time you get dressed, you can review a few new words.
Another important category is food items, even basic ones like bread, rice, milk, apple, egg, salt. These words are everywhere, labels, menus, supermarket aisles, so you see them constantly.
And food vocabulary is great for daily repetition. When you make breakfast, you can say egg or bread. When you buy groceries, you can practice rice, milk, apple. Real-world exposure makes the learning stronger.
And here's a small reminder. If you're finding this helpful, hit the like button. It helps the episode reach more learners around the world.
Now, another powerful group of words is related to family. Words like mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter. People use these constantly when talking about their personal lives.
And you can make simple sentences, like my mother works, I have a brother, or her sister studies. These are beginner-friendly sentences that appear in almost every conversation.
The more these essential words become familiar, the easier it is to understand real English, from casual conversations to shows, podcasts, and daily messages.
Another group of essential words that helps learners describe the world more clearly is the set of basic adjectives. Simple ones like big, small, fast, slow, easy, difficult. These words allow you to add detail to almost anything.
Yes, and beginners love adjectives because they make even short sentences sound complete. You can say big house, easy task, or slow car. Just one adjective adds meaning instantly.
And adjectives combine with almost every word we've taught so far. Food, feelings, time, objects, colors, everything. They give you flexibility. And hey, if this episode is helping you, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next parts.
Another group that learners use every day is the set of movement verbs. Words like jump, push, pull, lift, drop, throw. Even if you don't use them all the time in conversation, you hear them in instructions, videos, and daily interactions.
And they're great for physical learning. If you lift a bag or push a door, you can repeat the word. That combination of movement and vocabulary helps the brain memorize much faster.
Now, another extremely useful category is emotions beyond the basics. Words like excited, worried, bored, confident, surprised, calm. These words help you describe yourself more accurately.
And they appear in everyday conversations, movies, and podcasts. If you say, I'm bored, I'm excited, or I'm calm, you communicate instantly. Short, direct, natural.
And a quick reminder to everyone listening, if you're enjoying this lesson, like the episode. It helps more learners discover our podcast.
The amazing part is how all these new words start connecting in your mind. The more vocabulary you learn, the easier it becomes to understand longer sentences and express your ideas clearly.
And now that learners are getting more familiar with these essential words, it becomes easier to connect them into real situations. For example, if you already know morning, night, work, study, and home, you can say something simple like, I study at night, or I go home in the morning. Just small combinations, but they create real sentences.
Exactly, and combinations are where the magic starts. Even with a small list of words, you can communicate a lot, like bag, door, light, and chair. You can say, my bag is on the chair, or I open the door, or turn on the light. Very basic, but very real life.
And that's why learning vocabulary in groups is so powerful. It's not random. Each word connects to another word in your daily world. That's how you build confidence, step by step.
By the way, if you're enjoying this episode and learning something new, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. It helps a lot, and make sure you don't miss the next lessons. Seriously, your support keeps this project alive and growing.
Yes, and we prepare every episode with a lot of care, so subscribing is the best way to stay on track with your English learning journey.
Now, another set of essential words that help learners communicate early are movement words. Things like walk, run, stop, go, come, turn. These appear everywhere, especially in daily routines.
And they're super easy to practice. If you walk to the kitchen, say walk. If someone calls you, think come. If you leave your house, say go. You can practice without studying, just living.
And when you combine movement words with objects or places you already know, you suddenly create dozens of new sentences, like go home, come here, walk to the door, turn the light on.
This is exactly how English becomes natural, small pieces connecting every day.
Another really helpful group is the set of household actions, the things we do every single day. Words like open, close, cook, clean, wash, listen, watch. These verbs are simple, but they describe most of your routine.
And they're perfect for practice because you can do them while saying the word. If you're washing something, say wash. When you close a window, say close. When you watch something on your phone, say watch. Your brain connects the action with the sound.
And when you connect these new verbs with the objects we learned earlier, like door, bag, table, light, suddenly you can express a lot more. For example, open the door, close the bag, wash the table, watch the light flicker.
These little combinations make your English feel real, and they build your confidence without needing long sentences.
And hey, if you're enjoying this journey and learning new words with us, don't forget to subscribe. This helps us bring more episodes like this, and you'll always stay updated with the next vocabulary lessons.
Yes, every subscription and every like really supports the channel. If you're learning something today, subscribing is one of the best ways to say thank you.
Now, let's add another very useful group, feelings and reactions. They are emotional words that appear in almost every conversation. Words like happy, sad, tired, excited, hungry, angry, scared.
And they're great because they help you talk about your day. Imagine waking up and saying, I'm tired, or after lunch, I'm full, or when something good happens, I'm happy. These simple words give personality to your English.
And when you combine them with time words, it becomes even more expressive. I'm happy today. I'm tired tonight. I'm excited this morning.
Another essential group we should add now is daily movement words, actions your body does all the time. Words like walk, run, jump, sit, stand, turn, carry, move, stop. These are extremely common, and once you know them, you can describe almost anything you do.
And the amazing part is that you can practice these the moment you hear them. If you stand up, say stand. If you sit down, say sit. If you walk somewhere, say walk. When you turn around, say turn. Your brain learns faster when your body participates.
And let's connect these movements with useful place words, simple locations that show where things happen. Words like street, room, kitchen, park, school, store, office, corner, hallway.
With movement plus place, you create real everyday sentences. I walk to the store. I run in the park. I sit in the kitchen. I stand in the hallway. I turn at the corner.
And remember, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button now. It's quick, free, and it really helps friendly English learning grow. Every subscription helps us bring more episodes like this one.
Now let's add another powerful category, descriptions, words that help you describe anything. Words like big, small, fast, slow, clean, dirty, bright, dark, quiet, loud.
These are super helpful because with them, you can talk about places, people, objects, and situations. You can say, the room is bright, the street is loud, the kitchen is clean, the bag is small, the park is big.
When you combine actions, places, and descriptions, you unlock real communication, even with simple English.
Let's move to another super useful group, common objects you find anywhere, not just at home. Words like phone, key, wallet, bottle, notebook, pen, paper, card, map, umbrella. These show up in daily routines, and they help you describe real situations.
For example, if you forget something, you can say, I lost my key, or I need my wallet. If you're studying, you can say you need a notebook or pen. When you're outside, you might need a map or an umbrella. These small words solve big communication problems.
Now, let's add another essential group, travel words, because even beginners talk about moving from one place to another. Words like bus, train, car, bike, taxi, station, airport, ticket, driver, passenger.
And when you connect these travel words with the movement words we learned earlier, everything becomes more natural. I walk to the station. I take a bus. I ride a bike. I need a ticket. The driver is friendly.
And remember, if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button now. It's quick, free, and it really helps friendly English learning grow. Every subscription helps us bring more episodes like this one.
Now, let's add a group that everybody needs. Weather words. Easy, common, and super useful. Words like sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, cold, hot, warm, storm, snow, temperature.
With these, you can talk about your day instantly. It's sunny today. It's cold this morning. It's rainy now. The temperature is warm. Another key set is transportation and movement words. Things like go, come, walk, run, drive, ride, take. These help you explain how you move from one place to another.
Exactly. You can say, I go to work, I walk home, or I drive to school. And when you combine them with time words, it becomes even more useful.
I go to work in the morning. I walk home at night. I ride my bike today.
Perfect. And if you're following along and writing these down, don't forget, hit subscribe to Friendly English Learning. Every like and subscription keeps these lessons coming and helps you grow your vocabulary fast.
Now let's look at food and drink words. Very practical for every day. Words like water, coffee, tea, bread, fruit, rice, milk, eat, drink. You can practice these at breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
For example, I eat bread. I drink water. I have coffee in the morning. These simple sentences are easy to remember and immediately usable.
And when you combine food words with feelings or time, it becomes natural. I'm hungry now. I drink tea in the morning. I'm full after lunch.
Another set that really helps is colors and basic descriptions. Words like red, blue, green, black, white, big, small, long. You can use them for objects, clothes, or even rooms.
Yes, for example, I have a red bag. The chair is black. I wear a blue shirt. Just simple sentences like these make your English feel real and easy.
And don't forget, you can combine them with actions. I open the big door. I close the small window. Every time you speak like this, your brain remembers the word faster.
Speaking of clothes, basic clothing words are also essential. Words like shirt, pants, shoes, coat, hat, dress, socks. You can practice while getting ready in the morning.
I wear shoes. I put on my coat. She has a red dress. Simple actions with everyday clothes.
Another very practical group is places. Words like home, school, office, park, store, street, kitchen, bedroom. You can combine them with movement verbs and time words.
I go to the park in the morning. I walk home at night. I'm at the store now.
And if you're enjoying this episode, remember to subscribe to Friendly English Learning. Your support helps us create more lessons and bring new words to life.
Let's add some everyday action verbs that appear all the time. Words like go, come, sit, stand, eat, drink, read, write, talk, listen.
Yes, you can combine them with places, objects, and time words. I go to school in the morning. I sit at the table. I read a book at night.
And simple conversation verbs are also very helpful. Words like ask, answer, say, tell, help. I ask a question. She answers quickly. I tell my friend about my day.
Another small group that makes your English sound natural is connection words. And, but, because, so, also. I'm tired, but I go to work. I eat breakfast because I'm hungry. They play football and listen to music.
And don't forget, practicing these words in short sentences every day builds confidence. You're not just learning words, you're learning to use them.
That's right. And if you're enjoying this, make sure to like this episode and subscribe to Friendly English Learning. Comment below one sentence using any of these words today. We'll read your sentences in the next episode.
Perfect. Using just these 240 words, you can describe your day, talk about feelings, give directions, and have real conversations. It's simple, practical, and effective.
Wow, Noah, what an amazing journey through these 240 essential words. I hope everyone listening feels more confident about using them in their daily life.
Absolutely, Emma. Remember, learning English is not about memorizing thousands of words. It's about using the words you know effectively. That's how real communication happens.
Exactly. And every time you practice, even a little, you're building your confidence, your fluency, and your ability to express yourself.
So, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to Friendly English Learning, give us a like, and leave a comment sharing one sentence using the words you learned today. Your interaction not only helps us, but it also reinforces your learning.
Yes, every subscription, like, and comment supports the channel and allows us to create more episodes full of practical English tips just for you.
And remember, consistent practice is the key. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day with these core words can make a huge difference. You'll see yourself improving faster than you think.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember, clear, confident communication matters more than perfect English.
That's right. Keep using these words in real life, and you'll notice your English growing naturally.
We're so proud of your progress, and we can't wait to see your comments. Keep learning, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself.
Until next time, stay curious, stay positive, and keep adding those words to your English every day.
Bye for now.